right with you. I'ma get right with you. Bad bitches fuck up, then dismiss it.
Got everybody hopping on. JT, what's up, man? Mark Lawrence. Hey, Sharice.
What's up, big dog?
Dude, what's going on with your Steelers, huh?
I don't want to talk about it.
I listen, Trubisky was never the answer, but like, dude, they're getting worse.
It's a dark, dark time to be a Steeler fan, buddy.
I mean,
I
what
just want to tell
are
you
they
that.
gonna clean house? They got to clean house, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying, hey, let's draft like a super mobile, young, athletic quarterback this upcoming draft and have him compete with Kenny Pickett and see what Kenny Pickett does. Or we can go pick up someone like a lot of people are talking about. Maybe Justin Fields is a good trade for that. Maybe Kirk Cousins. I don't. I think it's a lot more than just the quarterback, then, man. I think it's the play calling, it's the coaching. Our defense is actually looking really bad lately. I know we're injured, but it's just like I said, it's a dark time, man.
The
Dark
morale,
time.
the morale doesn't look good, but I've been thinking about it. Every time the Steelers get their ass kicked, I'm like, oh man, I hope Josh is doing all right.
And it's just so embarrassing because it's on national TV and it's to teams that we should beat, and we haven't beat them. And Tomlin has a track record of losing to subpar teams, so
Yep.
there's a lot of talk around him. Yeah, it's tough, but hey, the darkest is what's the saying? It's darkest before the dawn or
Yep.
whatever. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. 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 That's great. That's great. Keely, do you mind? You want to share your screen so you can pull up that presentation, please? Let me give it a couple minutes before everyone hops in. Sharice, how are you? What's going on?
How are you? I'm doing well.
What's the
Can't
good word? What's going
complain.
on in New York?
Well, nothing for me. I'm, I'm getting back into it, so
It's tough. It's tough out there. It's
it
something
is.
that everyone's experiencing. Hopefully, getting these Zoom and Noon calls back will help give people some like guidance or insight, or at least some alternative way to prospect or pursue other opportunities. It's funny going from like the 2007 2008 start of the re-origination business and like the reinvention of the mortgage business after the collapse to like today where we're at. I feel like we're actually like heading back to those times but like a little
Correct.
bit more challenging, like way back
Hmm.
when. And I just think like you're going to start to see a lot of new people get into the business, so it's going to really create more friction, actually, like not less friction. So as some people leave, like new people are going to get in. So I'm curious to see, how everyone handles that. But everyone I'm talking to, like I was talking to a lady in Miami when I was there. She said that she's been in the business like 18 years, and this was the worst 3 months in the hit. Nice, Josh. Nice shirt, Josh. I see that. Uh, I got the same one on, dude. It was like the absolute worst 3 months in her career, and Miami's a hot market, Florida's a hot market, so when you hear stuff from that from seasoned veterans and professionals, it's alarming.
I have to say I haven't been actively prospecting.
You've been taking care of the baby, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my issue. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like it's funny. No one ever talks about that, right? It's like the impact that children have on like your mental well-being and your career and everything. Obviously I experienced that half the time. Luckily my son's mother handles a lot of that good stuff when he's with
That's
her.
good.
But there's still like those like days where like you get blindsided by like, oh, all right, you gotta do this.
Absolutely. And it's been very tough for this year. So
Yeah, and I would say like for someone like that's a parent, like really, really double, triple down on like your kid's daycare, your kid's school, like meet other parents, like become that like trusted expert inside of that circle. And that goes for every like hobby, career, endeavor, like really become that trusted expert. Are you still working the full-time job too, or no?
no, no.
Not
Ever
at
since
all.
I had my 5-year-old, I've been
Oh my
fully
God.
in real estate, but my issue is that I've been doing other things.
Got it. Got it.
So I know what I need to do. I
Got
need
it.
to like, really focus and get it together.
All right, cool. So, Mark Lawrence, what's going on? Handsome, everything good?
All good.
Joe Rodriguez with the fancy backdrop over there. Joe, looking sharp. Dude, you look like 10 years younger. You're on mute. We can't hear your lovely voice.
What's going on, Jeff? What's going on, guys?
The usual, man. Just wanted to say hello. So we're gonna jump right into this. This is gonna be a quick little presentation, and obviously we'll do the Q&A. I know it's week one. Can't believe it's almost 2024 already, as I'm sure everyone else is in all of that. So I think the biggest thing is like setting the tone over the next 11 days. You can look at 2023 as a year that kicked your ass, and it did kick a lot of people's asses. What I would say is, if anything, it should be used as an eye-opening experience on what to expect moving forward. If you thought 2023 was bad and chaotic, just wait for the next 3 to 4 years. And that's all I'm going to tell you. So, Keel, you want to go to slide 2? So I wanted to put together what to know headed into the new year. While you guys, we all have holidays and New Year's coming up. I believe preparation, mental preparation, is going to be critical to everybody's success, because if you walk into a room and you don't know what to expect, it takes you a couple seconds to adjust. However, if you know what to expect when walking into a room, that learning curve really gets shortened. So, Keely, next slide. We believe that these bullet points are going to be, or we're going to separate the big boys and girls from the non-big boys and girls moving forward. So very important for everybody to know that there is a ton of sideline capital getting very impatient. A friend of mine who's in the business called me up the other night looking at a deal, had a big couple earnings months, wants to buy a commercial property. And I underwrote the numbers, and they wanted to pay $750,000 for this commercial property because it's the best property in town. The property up the block sold for 900. And I ran the numbers, and I'm like, look, based on my numbers here, I think this property is worth 625,000. I think you're overpaying for it. I go, if you pay 750 for it, it's your money. I said, but the banks will only finance this based on a $625,000 valuation, which means you're overpaying for it by 125 grand. Yeah, but Jeff, I have 500 grand in the bank. I really want this property, and someone will buy this for more all day. I'm like, I understand you're saying that, but the numbers don't support that, right? So most of the conversations that are being had right now in the commercial mortgage investment world, commercial real estate world are, I understand you think it's worth X, but the numbers that you provided don't verify that. So understand that. Second thing is, new inexperienced players are entering all markets. New guys are entering the fix and flip game. They're entering the real estate acquisition game. They're entering the lending game. They're entering the real estate brokerage and agent game, right? And this is not the market for inexperienced people. It might not even be the market for experienced people, right? It's hard enough for the ones that have been doing this 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years. Someone just coming in is going to get hit with a tornado. And that tornado is not going to be forgiving. The next issue is going to be the cost of capital is going to be very volatile. So one day mortgage rates might be 5.5%. 2 days later, they might be 6.5%, right? So as there's more volatility, that makes the consumer that much more uneasy. You're going to have sellers that think they want to sell that then take their listings off the market. You're going to have mortgage borrowers that are going to want to refinance, but then rates go up because they don't lock in. Then they're not going to refinance, right? So there's going to be a lot of work being done with a lot of indecision based on the consumer's sentiment and what's going on with the cost of capital. Now, mortgage banks and lenders are hanging on for dear life. I probably get 1 to 2 distressed mortgage bank calls a week. Banks of all sizes, warehouse lines are being pulled, and if warehouse lines where mortgage banks get their money from in order to fund deals start, pulling back the lines, mortgage banks can't operate, which makes them basically unable to lend and originate loans, which would force them to becoming a broker, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being a broker, but it just changes their whole business model. I could tell you that there is an upcoming bankruptcy in the local mortgage lending market that's going to probably, take a lot of people by surprise. But that's just the reality of how bad the market got, how mortgages fell off a cliff, and how profitability of mortgages fell off a cliff. Banks were losing money on doing deals, even 2021, 2022. You could only lose money for so many consecutive months before, the doors get shut on you. So keep your eyes open. Obviously, be very careful on who you're giving mortgage business to. And also, what mortgage companies you're working for, because you might go to sleep one night happier than a pig in shit. Next morning, you might get an email that the bank closed and you're not getting paid this week, right? Or if you're a real estate agent, oh, sorry, we closed down. We can't fund your deal tomorrow. We have to start the process all over again, right? So, like, security and lending right now, pay a little bit more to have peace of mind. That's all I would recommend. Next year, 11 days from now, there's over $210 billion of commercial real estate debt maturing. Now, what this number does not include are private hard money loans or bank debt. This is more so on like the mortgage-backed security market, commercial mortgage-backed security market. CRE debt is really categorized in its own kind of circle. So here's where the opportunity is, right? Because if we know that this debt is maturing, every single piece of commercial real estate that you drive by every day, or these big box retailers that you shop in, or your doctor's office, right? Or your gas station, most likely has debt on it. So, what everyone needs to focus on is being efficient when you're going out into the wild, as I call it, and talking to the gas station owner, talking to the restaurant owner, talking to your doctor, because everyone's facing this loan maturity. Builders, fix and flippers, hard money borrowers, right? Developers, every person who's borrowing money outside of the 1 to 4 family residential space is facing a large bill coming due. And everybody that hears this knows someone that's going to be facing this problem. And part of the reason why, I have the best litigation attorney in New Jersey is because he helps work with my clients on these loan maturity defaults, obviously for money, because that's his job. And the loan servicers and banks are not playing. They'll extend, they'll give you time, but they want their money. But even more so than they want their money, once you go into a maturity default, your rate surges. We had a client on the Upper West Side whose loan matured for $3.8 million. And the day it matured, they got hit with a $120,000 loan extension fee, right? So again, it's not like you're getting hit with little bills. You're getting hit with big, big bills. And if you don't pay the extension fee, now you're in default at a 20% rate or a 22% rate, right? So understanding the velocity of which this problem is going to massively magnify in the marketplace is going to make you valuable, because the more you educate your market and your network and your consumer, it allows you to know something or put them onto something that they may have fear about. The first thing someone does when they default is they do nothing, right? No one's proactive like, hey, Sharice, I'm about to default on my loan. Can you help me? No, 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 no. They're like, hey, Sharice, I haven't paid my mortgage in 90 days. What can I do? I just got a lawsuit. I just got a litigation. I just got foreclosure filings, right? So really putting it out there that everyone's facing the same storm and you're here to help is going to get you action on creating a solution. Next thing is, because of inflation and overspending, consumers are ultra price sensitive. So they're looking for the lowest mortgage rate. They're looking to pay the realtor, in most cases, the least amount of commission, most thing they could do it themselves and know more than the professional. So be very, very, very cautious on not losing deals over a couple dollars, right? If that seller wants a 4.5% commission and you want to get 5, take the 4.5%, right? If you want to make $10,000 on a mortgage, but the client, based on the rate, is only going to allow you to make $6,000 on the mortgage, make the $6,000. Like right now is a market where you have to get deals done. Don't lose money. Don't discount yourself, but also don't lose the opportunity to make 20 grand where you wanted to make 23 grand, right? Don't be foolish in that sense. I believe that the focus points for 2024, and it really every year in market, but now more than ever, creativity and collaboration are going to be what allows people to win. You need to be creative. And if you're not creative, you need to collaborate with people that are creative. That way you can get all the tips and tricks and creativity and implement them into your daily routine. 99% of what I do can be done by anybody. And I mean that. My creativity, or my shortened timeline for creativity, allows me to close deals others don't get access to, because it takes them 10 days to figure out what takes me 10 minutes to figure out. And that's just from experience, right? So you need to use your creativity to create deals in the marketplace and figure out how to be that professional that's going to get somebody to the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Working on a deal right now in Newark, New Jersey. Borrower failed to mention that he's in foreclosure and wants us to give him $3 million cash out on top of his $1.6 million mortgage in foreclosure. And we're able to do that, but we have to do that as a bridge loan into a commercial loan because no commercial lender is going to refinance a loan in foreclosure, right? Anybody else you call up, if you call up any banker, like, oh, you're in foreclosure. Sorry, can't help you. So in 5 minutes, I have a solution. We have a term sheet, and we're going to do a bridge to commercial financing, right? So the more your wheels spin, the more creative you get, the more money you can make, the more of an expert you become. Guys, remember also, like, residential real estate listings will remain scarce. Everyone's saying, including Grant Cardone, that if rates drop, more people are going to sell. I think that's complete bullshit. I think actually, if rates drop, I believe more people are going to refinance, right? Because no one wants to really sell properties because most of them cashed out, refinanced, a majority of them. And if they sell, there's going to be tax implications. It also leads them to, okay, even if I sell, where am I going to go? So I actually see transactions being down 40% volume wise. So if there were 2 million transactions last year, as an example, there's expected to be 1.2 million transactions this year in 2024. It's a combination of the volatility of interest rates, people having nowhere to go, affordability issues, and also we're in an election year. So I think regardless of what happens with the election, people are doing nothing. And then again, depending on who wins, I think there's going to be a little boom. But then by come summer of 2025, I think we really start to see major problems in the marketplace, right? Liquidity issues and everything else. So be prepared to close less deals and still try and figure out how you can earn to supplement the deals that aren't closing. And that's how we think people are going to get through the next, 18 to 24 months. Kelly? So, you guys always hear me say and probably see me post, to the point where you want to delete me at times, generating cost-efficient leads will be the key to surviving 2024. No one can continue spending $10, $15, $20,000 a month on Zillow, on leads, on cold calls, on all this other crap everyone's doing, right? So I wrote this book in 2021 saying, when the music stops, when the faucet gets turned off and no one has a budget and people need to survive, they're going to need ways to go out into the marketplace cost effectively and generate business and cultivate relationships. So if anybody wants a copy of this book, I'm happy to send you an autographed copy for free right to your doorstep. I'll pay for the postage. Just utilize the book, right? Like, the book works. Everything that I wrote about in this book, I've done. You guys have watched me do over the years, some of you longer than others, but it works. It doesn't happen overnight though, right? You could do every one of these 57 tricks in the book for 57 days and not get anything out of it. Okay, well, then now you have to do it another 57 days in a row, right? And now you have to do it another 57 days in a row. And eventually things start clicking. So, like, don't give up and, like, remain resilient. I think if the motto of 2024 is anything, it's like the resilient ones will win. And, you guys all need, I all need a place to come back to that's safe, where you can collaborate, brainstorm, whiteboard, and really put a strategy into place, not just run around the marketplace like with a chicken with your head cut off. Because if you're going out there every day, you're getting doors slammed in your face, you're not making money, eventually you're like, I got to start making money. What am I doing? So if you're questioning that right now, let me send you a copy of the book for free and hopefully have fun with getting back out in the marketplace. Gil? So as we all know, it's a numbers game. This is big. This is probably going to be something that I repeat ad nauseum in 2024, at least for the next 30 days. So it's a numbers game, and every person you meet is a new chance to plant a seed. And you have to start looking at people as holes in the ground where you have the opportunity to throw a seed into, right? Now, as we all know, seeds need to be watered. So I'm not telling you to water the same seed every day for 365 days straight. But you know what? Plant the seed once a week, reach out to that seed, check on that seed, sprinkle some water on that seed, go back and check on that seed, right? And then one day you're going to have a tree. And if you planted enough seeds, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to have a forest, right? And as much as people say, like, money doesn't come from trees in this business, the more seeds you plant, the more trees you grow, the more money that falls off the trees. And that's just the nature of this business. Gil? So here's where the opportunity to earn is for everybody. Not a lot of people, focus in on this for whatever reason. And look, that's totally fine. We believe we're going to be the hopeful voice of the commercial real estate debacle and non-performing loan market with the amount of trajectory of loans being in default, being delinquent, entering pre-foreclosure, in foreclosure, and the rapid rising cost of capital. There's going to be a toxic dump of distressed debt. Well, I'm a big believer of if you're in real estate, you need to learn all about real estate. So you're like, oh, I don't do commercial, I don't do, NPLs. Well, you better learn these because not only can you earn off of it, you have people in your network that want to invest in alternative real estate opportunities, right? So if you want to be the expert, you need to give them access and education to the next opportunity to make money. And if you do that, you're going to get ancillary business and become your circle leader just by giving that information. So as you see in 2024, the ticking time bomb is just a little bit lit at the top. And we think by the time 2027 comes around, there's going to be a nuclear toxic debt explosion where everybody should be an expert by, and everybody should be making $10,000 to $15,000 at minimum per year by brokering or wholesaling this toxic mortgage debt, which we're going to give you access to. Keely? So in 2024, $210 billion of commercial investment mortgage maturity loans are coming due. 2025, which I don't believe this is a real number, but this is what Google said, only 111 billion, which may be the case, but I don't think so, because most loans were done during 2020, which was COVID year, where rates were at all-time lows, and 5-year and 7-year debt was taken out. But if you look at the growth by 2027, there's an expected total investment mortgage debt coming due of $2.78 trillion. Now, JP Morgan Chase Global Advisor gave me a little bit of a optimistic answer when I asked the question of how much of this debt is going to be problematic. He said there's no way there's going to be more than 15% of that debt being problematic, which in this case, 15% of 2.78 trillion is still a lot of money. My forecast is closer to 35%, right? He said there's no way we're getting to 15%. I'm saying at minimum, we're at 35% of an issue here. So if you look at the collateral damage of a $2.78 trillion problem, 35% of that, there's going to be a wave of foreclosures, defaults, distress that you guys need to get in front of. So get well versed with loan modifications, short sales, foreclosures, right? Track all that, talk to your clients, big or small, and get in front of it so you can help them navigate these uncharted waters. Because once you fall behind, it's going to be very costly to get out of that scenario, either legally or financially. Keel? So Solutions Note Exchange, we launched this exchange. Think of it as the eBay of NPLs or non-performing loans. Keely and I founded this back in August. One of our very first projects we started working on together. And we were like, there's a big need for this. I spent the prior 8 months working on a lot of distressed mortgage debt for clients, working with asset managers, helping them through the foreclosure process, helping them to the right litigators, and also helping them take back the real estate owned in the foreclosure process, which then we refer out to our Reverify real estate agents, right? So that's the whole ecosystem that we've created where, okay, we'll originate debt, we'll do real estate financing, we have asset managers, we'll help them trade and sell their toxic mortgage debt, and then the ones that keep it, we then get access to, refer out the listings on the REO properties, right? So that's the full process of what we believe the market's going to look like for many real estate professionals, because if there's less transactions, you still need to make the same amount of money or more, right? Well, the only way to do that is by understanding the toxic debt game and understanding that it might be a 2 or 3 year battle to get a deal, but then you're getting $1 million listing out of it or a $600,000 listing out of it, right? So these deals are going to come in bulk. And the more you become a distressed debt or a distressed real estate expert, the more opportunity that you're going to have and the additional leg up you're going to have on the competition, because people don't want to work, let alone work on hairy, sticky situations. So if you're willing to invest the time and give your knowledge the ability to expand and grow and be open-minded, this could be the biggest earnings opportunity of a lifetime because the competition is like 0.0001%. Keel? So here's an example of an NPL or non-performing loan that one of our asset managers has. One of our asset managers has $50 million in loans out right now, about $7 or $8 million in serious delinquency, another $6 or $7 million in early delinquency, and about $36 million of performing hard money loans, right? We handle a lot of, the transacting of his deals. He's a big high power attorney. So we do a lot of the heavy lifting. We also bring buyers to the market, for his toxic debt. But here's an example that we're looking at ourselves. And the good thing about these deals is, time is on our side, right? Like we could have patience. You don't have to get a good deal and then close on it right away. We could look at it and spend time to see what goes on in the market. We were even thinking about potentially like pooling Reverify members' monies together. So rather than people laying out 360 grand, maybe 100 people kick in $4,000 each, right? And then we handle the whole entire NPL purchase, loan management, foreclosure, take back the asset, and then obviously make $300,000 or $400,000 potentially. Or, day one, you could pick up a $50,000 to $60,000 return on investment or the right to collect the same. So on this particular deal here, this NPL, this loan was given for $250,000. The annual property tax is almost $7,000. It's in Queens, New York. The payoff as of today is $412,000. Once the borrower stopped making payments, the $250,000 every month goes up $5,000 in default interest. It's a defaulted interest rate of 24%. That's how that total payoff is $412,000, and that also includes past taxes paid. So there's no tax lien that goes ahead of the mortgage, and also legal fees. So as of today, the lender has the right to collect 412 grand, but he only lent 250 grand. He doesn't want to keep dealing with the headache. He's getting older, so he's like, look, I'll sell this for $360,000. So if a group buys this note for $360,000, day one, you have the right to collect 412 through the legal process, right? Now, the property as is, it's a mixed use property in Queens, is worth $900,000 as is. The knucklehead has it listed for 1.5 million because he's a delusional dreamer. But what's nice about this is that's actually a good thing because every month that goes by, you're making $5,000, right? Now, it's the future to collect it, but think about it. If you lay out an investment of 360 grand, and you're making $5,000 a month in that, or $60,000 a year, that's like a 17 or 16% annual return on investment, right? So eventually, in a year and a half, when it goes to foreclosure, you're still going to be able to collect all those past due payments, and you're going to pick up the $52,000 spread from the discount you bought the debt at day one, right? So we believe this is going to be the most lucrative opportunity for people that are able to put capital together and to execute quickly. The other nice thing about this is once we give our members the approved price of 360, you guys can go out there to your investors and market this note for whatever you want. You can go out there and say, hey, this note's $380,000. Whatever you sell above our approved price, you keep 100% of. So if we're approved at 360 and you sell it for 375, you make $15,000 directly to you, 1099 income. So these deals transact in 5 to 7 day windows, all cash. Like you can't close a real estate deal realistically, start to finish in a purchase in 5 to 7 days, right? You can, but most don't do that. With this, title's already in, the note's already in, you get a contract, attorney reviews documents to make sure they're enforceable, wire deposit sent, deal closes, right? So this is going to be where you're able to bring your real estate investors opportunities that they don't have access to. All the notes that we have were exclusive to the asset managers to be able to market them and broker them accordingly. So as a perk of being part of Reverify, all of our members get access to the same information that we have access to. Now, if you're not interested in the NPL game, that's fine. We'll obviously get you the address and you guys can monitor the property where if and when you have clients that want to purchase it upon foreclosure, you could build up that list for yourself. And the day that the asset is taken back, the REO is owned by us or the asset manager, we could then give you first right of refusal to purchase that property. So there's many different ways to earn and learn, but the key is actually getting your hands dirty and doing it.
Jeff, I got a question.
Yeah.
On this particular slide, it's approved at 360, the short?
So it's a short payoff, meaning our asset manager will forego the 412 if someone gives him 360,000.
Oh, but then approved short sale. Gotcha.
Yeah, think of it as I mean, it's a short sale technically from the lender, but when you buy a note, you don't own the property. You only own the debt on the property
own the debt,
or the
correct,
collateral
yeah.
of the property.
All right,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yep. So Joe, my thing is like for high net worth individuals that are sitting on cash. Let's say somebody's sitting on $5 million, right? Like they would be smart to put their money in an NPL because they're returning double digit returns on investment with the upside of being able to foreclose on the asset, right? You know, there are funds in this business that have 50 to $100 million of toxic NPLs. My thing is for like your average consumer or average investor, you want to keep that entry point like under 500 grand because you know you have to still pay for the foreclosure, you still have to pay for the taxes, pay for the
Yeah.
insurance, right? But it's a waiting game. So someone that can put $200,000 or $300,000 to work for a year or two and not have to need it back, it is a very lucrative investment.
I got you. I follow.
Yep. Keel, next one. Yep. So we're gonna get into Reverify. Keely, you're actually gonna run this show here, so you can take yourself off mute and go over a little bit about Reverify.
All right, hi everybody. So the things that he wanted to touch on, all the different roles of Reverify. I think most of you are probably on Reverify at this point. I could run through like a full demo too. I know I've demoed some of you before, but if you're interested, always let me know and I'd be happy to hop on a call and go through the roles of everything.
A lot of people
So
think Reverify is just for real estate agents, and it's obviously not just for real estate agents. We're just focused on helping real estate agents and real estate professionals succeed. But these are the roles that we believe are, the top catalysts to the real estate industry.
Absolutely. So when you create your account, you can select different roles, and different roles come with different functionalities on Reverify. So if you do not click like real estate agent, you're not going to have the ability to upload new listings to the platform, but they all have their different features associated with them as well. So this is one of the features that we have on Reverify is the referrals. You can refer people to each other on Reverify, kind of create like a community and see who you're sending business to, see who's sending business back to you, and track that all in one place along with documentation of everything, and send notes to each other as well. And then the list and earn feature is the newest VIP feature we have on Reverify. I would rather just show the website. Let me go back to this.
Good. Just stick to that. Just stick to the presentation.
Okay. So our list and earn feature is the newest VIP feature that we have released on Reverify. It's a paid membership cost. We have a yearly cost. It's $1,000 a year. And we're also opening up to a monthly membership cost as well for like more flexibility and seasonality for agents. But the list and earn feature allows you to sell ad space and monetize your listings on Reverify. So here's an example of one of the list and earn ad spaces that we sold. Recently, this is one of our agents in Tennessee. She has this $2.8 million listing, and she was able to sell the ad space on her listing to a preferred lender that she works with for $800. We have a Reverify media team that we then pump the first $50 of that revenue to market your listing and get more buyer leads and views onto your listing. And then we split the remaining revenue back with the real estate agent 50%. So in this case, Sydney made $375 just by uploading her listing on Reverify and selling the ad space to her lender. There's also the ability to open it for bidding. Say you don't have a lender that you want to work with, or you want to just open it up and grow your network. You could open it up for bidding and put like a time duration into it and the minimum bid amount. And then we send out an automatic text and email notification to all the lenders that service that area that your listing is in. And they can come on and bid for that ad space on your listing to be that exclusive lender. And this is what the ad space looks like. So when buyers come on, they could just click call and contact you or the lender directly from here. So here are some of the membership perks of being on Reverify. I know this is one of the properties that Jeff was on, co-investing in real estate deals. We do fee share with our financing partners. You could participate in our private lending opportunities, which I know Jeff was touching on earlier, and then network and affiliate with true professionals. And so these are all the free features we have on our Verify. As many of you know who are on the platform, we do have free transaction management. Whether you sell the listing on Reverify or not, you could utilize our free transaction management. If you're a real estate agent, you get free upload listings. We saw recently that Street Easy is upping their rental listings to $7 a day in New York City, and with Reverify, it's free. You don't pay anything to upload rental listings onto our platform. You have access to our member directory, our knowledge center, inviting and referring members, our community events page where you could also publish your own events too to get more branding out there and get more people and attention on your events. The real-time offers, updates, and notifications is something that our users really like. Buyers and buyer agents can upload offers directly on our platform on the listing, and you and the seller get real-time text and email notifications with that offer, and you can manage them all in one place, counter or accept on our platform as well. And then, of course, like gamification elements, we have a leaderboard, and now we actually have rewards for our leaderboard. So if you're on Reverify, you get points for signing in, uploading listings, referring members. And once you get to 20,000 points, you could actually redeem it for a free year membership on Reverify. And so you could start monetizing your listings that way as well.
So to close out the slide, I wanted to come up with something where everyone can relate to. I think there's only really three things that people need to focus on coming up in this, chaotic year. I call this the year of the good fight. You have to use your talent, you have to increase your knowledge, and you need to let your experience work for you. So often we get caught up in growth and meeting more people, right? And breaking into new markets. And we forget all the past clients like we've closed. And we forget all the past relationships we once had, right? I'm guilty of it. I took a little bit more of a strategic hiatus, right? And went in my bunker for a couple of years. But you got to realize if someone did business with you once, they probably, to some capacity, still have a soft spot or liking or love for you, right? You help them with their biggest purchase, you insured their biggest title policy, you sold their mother's home, you did a mortgage for them when no one else could, you got somebody a 2.25% mortgage rate, you made somebody $500,000 on a flip, right? We all have very good feel-good stories with people. Don't be afraid to lean on them, to write them handwritten cards, to call and wish them well, happy holidays, and just say, like, you were thinking about them. And if you let your past experience and hard work for you in this upcoming market, the right people will respect you and pay you what you're worth. So obviously we wish everyone a happy and healthy, safe holiday season. We are going to open this up to Q&A. Just to give everyone a little testimonial and story on this fix and flip that we're in the process of doing, which I know Mark owns a piece of. Mark is a big supporter of Reverify, and we do a lot of business together, directly and indirectly. A past member of a client I closed in 2011 in the Bronx, his aunt, who's a real estate agent in Long Island, follows me for 12 years on social media, knows me as the Jersey guy, has a family member whose niece, unfortunately, was in rehab. The grandmother passed away. She gave us access to flip a property, gave us first right of refusal on it. We bought it for $310,000. We used a lender on Reverify for the small fix and flip financing. We raised a couple dollars from Reverify members, exclusively. We have our own money into the deal. We're going to be all into the deal, and we just got an offer on the property for $625,000, 20% down. It's not even on the market yet, right? But our appraisal company got the appraisal order. Mark Lawrence got the title order. Our attorney got the legal work. The seller's attorney got another Reverify member. So literally every single third party that was used on the deal is a Reverify member, right? So that's what we're trying to create, is that collaborative community where everyone eats and wins together. We don't need 100% of the profit. We want to give it opportunities to other people to earn and learn along the way and be involved and be invested in something bigger, right? So that's kind of how we see Reverify taking a life of its own, where, you find the right deal. Maybe you don't have the right money for it, or maybe you don't have all the money for it, or maybe you don't want to take on all the risk. Bring it to the community, and we'll either fund it directly, we'll raise the equity for you, or we'll just do the deal together. And I think like that's what I mean by being collaborative. Being collaborative is gonna help people get safer investments and access to investments they might not always have access to. So that's what we have for today. I'm going to open it up now for Q&A. Sheila, if you want to stop sharing your screen. Does anybody have any immediate questions, thoughts, concerns?
I have a question regarding
Yes.
Referring other members and Re-Verify. Which subscription do you have to be part of in order to refer?
So it's free. It's free for everybody. So what we actually have is, so if anyone's a VIP member, like a VIP real estate agent or VIP lender, it's $1,000 for the year. Anybody that you refer that becomes a VIP member, you get a lifelong 10% override of their annual subscription fee. So like,
No,
let's,
I mean making referrals, like for a listing or for business. Like I want to make a referral to someone that I saw on Re-Verify, an agent in New Jersey.
it's free. Oh, free. You could
But
be
I don't
anything.
see that. I don't see it in my tab. I don't see it.
So if you go to your dashboard and then my referrals,
Oh my. Okay, I see it. Thank
there
you.
you go. So go to my dashboard, my referrals, refer it out, and then put a
Got it.
note in the bottom. And then also whoever you want to send that to, if you want like a warm introduction, I'm happy to refer you them like
I
directly.
already did it.
Oh, even better.
So now I should put it in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who'd you refer it to?
I'm gonna
Who'd you
tell
refer it?
you in a second.
See how this works, guys? Again, like that's the whole point of like how this should work, right? It's like, oh crap, I need somebody in Florida. Let me check Verify who's in Florida. We
Yeah.
just landed a big Arizona opportunity, and it's like I have people that I know in Scottsdale. People are like, oh, I'm thinking about going to Phoenix. Oh, you gotta reach out to my people. That's the nice thing about the community is you want to have a warm voice and a nice, person on the other end all throughout the country where somebody says they're going somewhere, you got somebody for that. And like that's how people stay alive, and that's just how the world goes around.
Well, Jeff,
Anybody
I'll
else?
tell you what's good about
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's good about this is, especially what's going on in the world of real estate, boards, MLSs, they're going to be in 2 to 5 years, a thing of the past. All right, so we're going to need something to work off of as realtors. But this is a good platform where you're not under the umbrella of NAR, and you're not, subject to the NAR rules. Kind of like a free market type of thing.
It's a total decentralized platform. You make a good point, right? So we'll be announcing a new deal closing that we did. We literally just took a client and his father did a fix and flip. They actually did a ground up development deal and wound up basically running $250,000 in 18 months over budget. The hard money lender that gave them the business went out of business and sold their book of business, didn't extend the loan, didn't tell him that he couldn't extend his loan, and actually kept the $80,000 in escrow that he had to complete the construction project, wouldn't accept payments. And he was told for 2 months he can't get a new loan because the loan is in foreclosure, the loan's in default, project's not finished, right? A builder friend of mine referred me the deal. It's closing today. And I'm like, dude, the house is almost done. I'm like, your realtor wouldn't help you? Like, that's crazy. You're giving this realtor like a $1.35 million listing. You're paying whatever, 5%, whatever that comes out to. I don't know, what is that, like 60 grand? I'm like, you didn't try asking other people to like help you out? He's like, yeah, he's like, and I also told the realtor to list it on the market before it's finished. Like, we gotta get offers. Like, we gotta get out of this deal, like we're gonna be losing money on it. And the realtor told him, oh, my broker doesn't allow us to put, coming soon properties on the MLS. I'm like, dude, you built a $1.3 million house. Like, throw it up on Re-Verify. Like, we'll get you a buyer. Like, it's in Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, beautiful brand new construction house. But I tell you that story, Joe, because like that's the reality of it. Like, oh, we can't list it until it's done. My broker said I can't put it up prematurely. Like, Meanwhile, there are no homes listed between $1 and $1.5 million right now that are brand new construction where everybody's still looking for a home, right? Everyone wants a brand new home. So by having that restricted access, this poor kid whose father doesn't even know about the loan situation, right? We're trying to keep that, under wraps so the father doesn't lose his mind. Like, why would you not want to be able to market a property, a new construction, before it's done being built, So we try and give the power back to the real estate agent and the community where, Joe, if you want to list a property that's coming up in August of next year, put it on and start generating a buyer list or an activity list now. Why would you not want to do that? It only helps you. So keep that in
Well,
mind.
that's
That
my
we're very
point, because
forward thinking.
a lot of boards won't let you do that. Like
Correct.
if someone sees a listing on Reverify that's not on MLS, I will have a problem with MLS. So, once this lawsuit works out, and who knows if there can be MLSs and boards in another year or two, this could really just change the game for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I just say, like, you're removing the corporate governance and you're putting the power back into the professionals' hands. The professionals that are actively doing the business, the ones actively helping the consumer and in the trenches day to day. At the end of the day, boards are there to hopefully protect and set rules and help get business. I don't know many people that are benefiting from the MLS or from NAR, right? So our thing is we're going to develop our own community, our own way and motto and ethics, and we're going to do business how we believe business should be done. Trust, transparency, word of mouth, respect, referrals, and hopefully more people benefit from it than not. But the other thing also is, Joe, and I think you could appreciate this, is we're open to any and all ideas to make the platform better, to make the community better. We want everyone to have a voice and be the expert in their community. And I think we give people the platform, to be able to do that. So that's what I got for you guys.
I think you bring up
Anybody-
a great point, Jeff, when you use the word community. You built the platform around the community. Most of these other platforms are built, as a money making business first and foremost. Here, you've always, built, with the, to connect people, to, help people grow their business, and that's what this is built around, your vision. And, I wouldn't know Joe, Keely, Josh, if it wasn't for you. Look forward to meeting some of the others. So community, I think, is the key to, to really building business and growing business moving forward.
And that's just the reality of it. Like I said earlier on the call, it's like, look, you and I knew each other for how many years before we actually did business, became friends, right? We knew each other, had a bite to eat, talked, hey, how are you? And then, when the opportunity arose for us to, be in the position to do bigger business together, we did that, right? But that's what people lack today, is the duration of time to properly form a relationship with the appropriate foundation. People think because they send you a DM or send you a LinkedIn message, like, you should be flooding their business, and that's just not the reality of it. I don't know too many people right now today, very few, that have enough business to refer to flood anybody anything, right? That's why the diversification of earnings inside of the real estate umbrella is critical to everyone's survival and success over the foreseeable future. I think this market's going to be very, very chaotic for the next 7 years, right? It's not going to get easier. It's only going to get harder. Technology is only going to come in. The rich are only going to get richer. And the people that are kind of just floating by the, middle, most people can only tread water for so long before they eventually drown, and it's the reality of it. Grant Cardone in his article said 45% of real estate brokers are behind on their office rent right now, can't pay their office rent. You can make the argument that 65% of brokers shouldn't even be brokers, right? So, like, the industry is going to correct itself. The market doesn't lie, the consumer doesn't lie. And it's not easy being in the business. It's not easy having or running or owning a business to any capacity of any industry, right? The key is being around the right people and knowing that, like what I always do, Mark, and this is like, if I know someone's struggling, I'm going to send them a deal so I could do my part to help put food on their table, and I think if people took that extra mindset or extra second, say, you know what, I don't want a referral fee. I don't need a referral fee. I know business is slow. Take this deal and close it because I don't know your situation. I think more good business would be done that way. Now, equally, if you make someone 20, 30, 40, $50,000, there should be a realistic fee share in that because that's an absorbent amount of money. So I usually keep that number ballpark like $15,000. Like if you're making more than 15 grand, you're getting a fee share. Might not be $1 million, but you're getting something as a thank you. A couple $1,000s here and there doesn't hurt. Hopefully it pays your mortgage for the month or, allows you to pay your credit card debt off. But that's always the mindset I've always had. And that's what I love most about not having any licenses and dabbling in the industries that I dabble in. I could legally pay referral fees and fee shares now, where for the first 10 years of my career, I didn't pay one kickback, one referral fee because it was 100% illegal. Now I did the wining and dining, the tickets, the events, the schmooze and all that crap that you have to do, but I wasn't going to go to jail or risk my license to give somebody a couple dollars, right? Now in this space, I'm able to control those decisions. And I think that's just what's most rewarding. It's great to close the deal together, but it's even more rewarding to make money with people you like. So it's really all I got for you guys today. Does anybody have anything else they want to add? JT, you got any words of wisdom for us?
I mean, man, where do I start? No, honestly, the one thing that I want to kind of reiterate is that the Realtors Cookbook, Jeff, that I dove into it pretty early on, and I still use it today, even though I'm not originating. I still use it, give out to my broker partners who have found it very beneficial. So I think if there's one big takeaway from that specific side of the business, much like Jeff said, it's a very simple, easy, cost-effective, a lot of times free, except for your time, way to continuously get your name out there, connect with people, develop relationships and things like that. Because regardless of the market, whether it's up or down, and Jeff, you and I share this thought, it's all about relationships. It's all about building relationships. It's all about sustaining long-term relationships if you want to continue to grow your business. And I think little ways like that, like the Realtor Cookbook and things like that's just a very simple, cost-effective way to do it. So highly recommend everyone to at least pick up a copy, read it, and share with your partners, because it definitely can go a long way.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything? No? Well, I wish you guys all obviously a happy and healthy holiday. I'll see everybody next Wednesday. We are going to do this every Wednesday. We might have some last minute cancellations. We'll put out next week's topic. Still TBD, but I think maybe we might start diving into, something that's going to make you valuable, at least over the next 60 to 90 days. And again, if you guys have any suggestions, we're open to all that as well. Sharice, do you have anything?
Oh no, Brett Sikora.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Brett's a good dude.
Okay.
He's
But
a
thank you.
powerhouse. He's a powerhouse in New Jersey.
Yes, he
Yeah.
referred me to someone else, but within his company. So I appreciate that. But thank you.
Awesome.
You've always been someone that I really, follow and look up to. So thank you.
Appreciate that. Listen, whatever I can do to help you guys, always feel free to reach out. I'm not one to keep knowledge or secrets. All the knowledge and secrets I have get posted all over Facebook. So as long as you guys follow them and execute on them, like don't ever be ashamed to reach out. And if you guys have any deals you want to work on together, we'd love the opportunity to do that. If we have the opportunity to refer you or give you, whatever you need, we'll be, happy to do that as well. So hope you guys all have a great day. Hope you guys found value in this, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.